We asked Kurt Busch, what's one of the most challenging things about racing at the Roval?
The Roval is a very unique road course. It's built within a 1.5-mile oval track. So a track very similar to the Roval is Daytona International Speedway's road course, but it's inside a 2.5 mile. So the Roval is a bull in a china shop feel because of how big and heavy our cars are in that tight little space with that many turns and that many chicanes. Whereas what the 2021 schedule is branching out to is Circuit of the Americas, a permanent built Formula One style course, Road America, a course that's been up in Wisconsin for ages, decades. I mean, back probably after World War II. I don't know when it was built, but it's a 4-mile course that's spread out with a lot of high-speed straightaways. So we're seeing a variety of road courses being sprinkled in to the NASCAR schedule where they're taking over some of the 1.5 what people reference to as cookie cutter tracks. They're kind of being phased out right now. And I think it's a great trend.
We asked Chase Elliott, even though you've won on the Roval, is it an easy track to get around?
I think what makes the Roval really unique is it's just not, it's kind of like trying to fit a whole bunch of stuff in a very small area, I feel like. So the place just does not flow very good. That thing probably wasn't meant to be a road course, I would say, when they built it. So it's just unique, and there's just a lot of places around the racetrack that are really tight, not a lot of flow. I feel like most road courses around the country that I've been to at least have a flow to them. You kind of get in a groove, and it's really hard to find that groove, I feel like, at the Roval. So and I even think going back there this time, it's hard. It's going to be a challenge to find it. I felt like last year throughout practice and throughout the weekend, I never felt like I got into a flow very well. I feel like our car was driving pretty good, but I just never could find a groove to get in and find any consistency. It really wasn't until, that very last run of practice, and then when the race started, I felt like I found kind of some consistency to be able to back things up and do it over and over again. So I think, to me, the key for myself personally is going to be finding that and trying to get that dialed in, and hopefully it's good enough.
We asked Brad Keselowski, how does the Charlotte Roval compare to other road courses?
Yeah, I think there's different types of road courses, just like there's different types of oval tracks. And the Roval type of track is, much harder on equipment, has a really big speed delta, high speed, low speeds. It can be quite a handful. And so managing your car is much more difficult than like a Sears Point. The high speeds are as fast as a Sears Point Sonoma, but the the low speeds are as fast as those tracks, but the high speeds are more like your Watkins Glen type racetrack. So it's just a really big challenge to run a Roval. It's very hard on you physically because you hit the curbs very, very hard, and it bounces your body around quite a bit. But it's pretty cool to say you've done it.
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherville Gastonia.
And welcome back to the show. There's JP on the show.
Yeah.
JP, who got to win the race this weekend? Nothing.
All right, wait a minute. I ain't got my headphones on.
You ain't got your headphones on. Who got to win the race this weekend, JP?
Do I have to make a choice?
Yeah, sure. Dale Earnhardt?
Yes.
Yeah, Junior, I guess. I don't know.
all right. So there's JP's
I know Dale Earnhardt is dead. I know
Filling
that.
in for Martin Truex will be Dale
JP's
Earnhardt
pick to
Jr.
win this weekend. But I'm excited. Like I told you guys a little bit earlier, one of the best races I ever watched on TV was watching a rain race, and it was I think it was NASCAR Xfinity race, and there's only a certain point that you can get to in speed.
Wasn't that New York?
Before you'll spin out.
Watkins Glen.
I'm not sure. It was it.
I think so.
And I just can't. I mean, honestly, guys, it was exciting. It was fun and exciting. It was one of those ones, Tom, where anybody's going to win this race. Like, who's going to mess up the least? Who's going to choose? I guess, Terry, the big question is, what do you do about tires? Do they help? Do you change them? Do they do better in the rain the more wet they get? They don't even know. So these crew chiefs, like, you can't say Rodney Childers going to win this race because they're out on a mile and a half and we got wind tunnels and all this other stuff. So you really don't know. Kyle Busch might be the most dangerous person out there. He's already said he's going to drive like a madman.
Yeah.
So he's got to win the race, basically.
I want the top 8 to wreck.
So during well, they're going to if it's raining, Terry. I promise you. This race I watched, it was like, let's say, I can't remember the speed. Let's say 100 is the magic number. Every time a racer would get to 100, he would spin out, and then the next guy would take the lead. Well, the announcers were like, "How fast will he go? How fast will he push it?" And he would get right to 95, and he was staying on the track. And then he's like, "Let's see if he does it." And as soon as they got to 100, he spun out. Then the next guy, I'm saying, I saw 5, 6, 7 guys do that in a row. And Terry, are there cautions on a road track unless you spin out and cause damage on the track? A lot of times they just let them run.
They let them run. Yeah.
So like these guys, I guess they're mud tires too, if they need them. Charlotte don't got that much grass really to worry about, except around the Roval part. I guess maybe they're in the chicane. Maybe we'll see something funny in that. But I'm excited. Chase Elliott, I guess, would be the favorite if it wasn't raining. If it's not raining, I almost favor any of the guys that have to win to get in, don't you, Terry? That they got to do everything they can to win.
And I think it's the guys outside who have to win.
Right, that's
what
Kyle Busch, Austin Dillard, Clint Boyer, and Almirola.
Yeah. If I'm going to feel confident about any of those guys, you just put on your finger, it's going to be Busch.
Almirola says he's excited about this because it gives him a chance to win the race, is what he said. I mean, he said it straight up gives me a chance. Yeah. So I want it to rain. So that's what he said. Now here's something funny. People are like, well, what do they do? Well, they do have windshield wipers. They got one on the car. They'll see if they use it or if they need it first. They've got the tearaways. Now, Terry, what they don't have the tearaways, I saw Rodney tweet out about the other day, is that one of the races they were watching a few weeks ago, someone had Rain-X on the tearaways. And the Rain-X doesn't work on the plastic tearaways. It bubbled it up, made it worse. So the drivers out there, they put it on it, and it didn't work. So Rodney's like, no Rain-X on the plastic sheets this week is the first thing we got to figure out. But I'm saying there is so many elements to this race. Like, you cannot just stop thinking about it. Jimmy might win it, just
if it's as much rain
it's
as
going
they're
to be
saying,
too much rain to happen.
If it's as much rain as they're calling that it's going to be, because it's coming off of that storm off the coast.
There's no way. There's just no way.
We'll see.
So the only reason they said, like I said earlier, the only reason they said that they would do anything about canceling or anything in the race is if it puddles up and it causes hydroplaning.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the only concern. They don't want the guys hydroplaning when they didn't need to. Being slick's different than the puddling is what they're concerned about. Or if it lightens, is really the only thing. JP, what do you have? Give us the radio schedule for the weekend. We've got NASCAR across the weekend and college football as well today. So give today's just for all the schedule. Just give everything on today and tomorrow. Here you go.
Okay, it's 10, is it?
Yes, 10-10.
All right. Today we have the Draft for Cure 250 at 3 p.m.
That's Xfinity Racing.
Okay. Virginia taking North Carolina at 11 a.m. and Miami at Clemson at 6:30 p.m.
So we got football and Xfinity Racing today. Tomorrow, what we got?
Carolina Panthers and Atlanta at 12 noon, and then Bank of America Roval 400 at 1:30 p.m.
Who the Panthers play tomorrow?
Atlanta.
So Panthers and Falcons tomorrow on WCSL 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and also NASCAR racing from the Roval. Terry, if you're already, Hamlin and Kurt Busch are in. They're the only guys that really just try not to mess up the cars, I guess, this weekend. The rest of them, though, you got Harvick, Elliott, Keselowski, Truex. I mean, they're not locked in, but I points wise, Harvick's about got to be at 68 plus 68. I mean, you only got 40 spots in the field, so
he's probably get in and finish in the top 30.
Elliott's 44 is plus 44, and Keselowski 41. So I'd say those top 5 are good. Truex is at 32. Bowman's up 22, and Logano up 21 are the guys that could wreck and ruin their day if one of the other guys wins or finishes top 3, really. So, Tom, you got a feeling on the winner here?
Or I don't know. I think if you go with Harvick or Hamlin, you stand a 50-50 chance of being right.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to go with Hamlin this week.
Terry?
Well, my deal is this. Kyle Busch is not going to win. I'd love for him to win, then we don't have to worry about this. But I think Chase Elliott, I'm just going to go with the guy who's really tough.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Chase Elliott.
Even if it's raining.
But here's the problem.
He's a young one.
Kyle Busch is going to finish in your top 5. And
no, he's not.
Joey Logano is going to finish about 30th. And Kyle Busch is going to get in.
You got a better chance of him winning the race, Terry, than picking that scenario.
Yeah. He's going to wreck.
Oh, okay. Well, he might wreck him.
We'll try.
Would you not?
Yeah, he would.
Tom,
would
if
wreck him.
you're the
this
guy.
is my only chance to get in.
This is the cutoff.
I'm going to tell you somebody he better wreck.
Or Alex Bowman.
If Reddick is around him, crash that dude. That's twice. He's done this to him.
Well, other news in the NASCAR this week, Alex Bowman will be replacing Jimmy in the 48 was the announcement this week.
Yep.
They don't know who's going in the 88.
Kyle Larson, they keep saying.
Is that let him come back?
Is that why it's been
Yeah,
so
he's
hush
coming
hush?
back. He'll come back.
Yep.
He has been winning about every race he's been in on every other level that he's raced in. A lot of the crew chiefs will tweet about it and stuff like that about Kyle. So maybe that's the hush hush on that.
Well, he's went through his protocol, and
he's
Bubba's
been
okay.
punished.
But
He's
yeah,
been punished.
Do you
Bubba's
think,
side
Terry,
is
do you think
okay.
that's a thing of Jimmy not wanting Kyle Larson in his car after what happened and being like, don't put him in my 48?
Possibility.
You better move Bowman over or someone else. You know, Chase is not moving out of the 9, but the 48, that's
But
that's
I
a little
will
different.
say this, so even if you move Bowman over into the 48, if Kyle Larson does get the opportunity to come back, the 88 will be good.
It will, and that's what I'm saying. Like, does this move doesn't help. I don't see how this move helps or makes any effect on Bowman at all.
No.
Does it's just
It
different
Bowman, it
card
should be
number.
well. Crew chiefs make a lot of difference. I
Right.
think
Well,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying. But if you're going to put Kyle Larson in the 88, and he's going to have, I mean, it depends on. I don't know. Crew chiefs change every year. You
Right.
don't know what Hendricks might do.
So Jack Knaus is basically retiring from crew chief in the same year Jimmy's out. Is that and Chad got one win, didn't he, with Byron this year? Didn't they?
Yes.
Just a few weeks ago,
Just
and
one.
Jimmy didn't get his win. So since they separated, it was 1-0. Who would have ever thought, right?
Yeah,
the most
that's
successful
true.
combination ever won one race after they split up. Also, let's see, Suarez was moving to a different number, I think in the 90s. I can't remember which number it was. And then Matt Benedetto is staying in the 21. And then finally, Bowyer is retiring and coming
Yeah, he
out
is.
off the field. So the 14 is open. Terry, that's a big number.
He's going to Fox.
What do you think about the 14? Who's going to be in that seat? Is that a seat for Eric Jones? He's still a free agent.
Yeah, but you also in Xfinity, man, they some top notch driver. I mean, they're young, Cindric and all of them guys. Burton. I mean, they could be one of them. Maybe have a shot. Maybe
Yeah.
one of them get bumped up there.
Well, Hunter, the other day, at one point, Jesse was in second place. I don't know if it was through the pit changes or what. But I know at one point I happened to click on it and it showed the leaderboard and it said Little and 2. I was like, there you go, Jesse. And about 10 minutes later, he wasn't. But
Right.
So I'm guessing it was some type of it was the pit throughs or whatever. But,
Jesse just needs to get more consistent, top 15, top 10 finishes, and that's what they look for.
Has he
You
done
got to
any
be
trucks?
consistent.
I can't remember.
Yeah, he did trucks.
Okay,
he did trucks for a year.
I couldn't remember if he
He did. He
done
ran
that.
trucks last year and then moved up to Xfinity this year.
Well, good.
And I think he ran one double weekend. Like he ran a truck race this year and an Xfinity race this year. I think he did that.
And you always want to pull. I mean, he seems like a really nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
I always
Love
want to pull for
Jesse.
somebody that seems that way and is nice
Love
to us.
Jesse.
and
Good kid,
we'll
good
pull
family.
for you. But all right, that's our NASCAR minute. We'll be back in a few minutes to talk football on KTCBroadcasting.com.
When is being different a good thing? Well, at Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City, our customers say we're different. Look at our Google reviews. They say we're different too. We have the region's only non-commissioned sales force. We use no haggle, clear choice pricing, and we have the only lifetime warranty with no time or mileage limits. When our customers leave, they say, that was a great experience. And that's where we're most different. That's